conference will now be recorded.
All right. In the last sessions, what we did, we were talking about basic fundamentals related to SAP FICO, job market, what we need to understand before we get into SAP FICO, and then different other parameters. I hope everybody has got basic or thorough understanding on it, at least an idea now. Yes or no? Right? Now, what we'll try to do, we'll try to understand what is exactly there in SAP FICO. If we become a FICO consultant, what we do actually. Now, as everybody would have heard, something called configuration. Anybody heard this terminology called as configuration?
Yes, sir.
Yes. You would have heard about this term called configuration, right?
Yes, sir.
What is this configuration?
So it's a configuration is a it's a you can say that it's a process of uh, it's like a structure, creating a structure to process a particular business activity in terms of financial transactions in a SAP.
All right. Right. So basically what will happen if a
Journal
company
entry.
wants to get into SAP, okay, if any company wants to get into SAP, for example, what they do, they buy SAP license. Am I right? What will a company do? Company will directly purchase the license from SAP. When the company purchasing a license from SAP, is SAP ready to use application or not ready to use application? What do you think about SAP? Is it ready to use
It's
application
not
or
and
it
ready
is
to
not
use
ready to
application.
use application?
It's not.
Not ready to.
Straightforward, SAP is not a ready to use application, meaning if you are purchasing SAP or if you are buying SAP, it is not ready to use. Meaning before you use SAP, there must be an initial setup. If you purchase any application, even your mobile phone or your television, whatever, unless and until you do the initial setup or installation, it cannot be used. Agree? SAP is also similar. When any company is purchasing SAP, they need a consultant to set up SAP. Now, in the market, there are so many companies which basically we call it as implementation partners or SAP partners. Anybody heard SAP partner or implementation partner, service provider, support partner? Yes, no?
Yes.
Yes.
Right? There will be different terminologies used in the market. Slowly, you need to ensure you are getting familiar to these terminology. Let's assume that a company is now planning to purchase SAP, or a company is get into SAP, or a company is wishing to get into SAP. Now, for a company to get into SAP, one point that you'll have to remember, a company starting a business today will not start with SAP. Am I clear? Maximum of the cases, no company will start their business with SAP. So company will start their business and they will buy a normal application, maybe Tally or any other kind of application, meaning application which will cost less will be purchased by a new company, because at that moment for that company the priority is to make business, right or wrong? Improve the business, make profits. Only when they feel that yes, I think we are now doing good business, we are making sufficient good profit, it's time for us to upgrade our applications, maybe from XYZ application to SAP. In short, keep in your mind, any company who is getting into SAP is always an existing company. Is this a statement clear?
Yes.
It is always an existing company who will get into SAP, meaning company may be already in the market doing business from last 1 year, 2 year, 5 year, 10 year, 20, 30, 40 year. Now they will realize, okay, let us get into SAP now to be more controlled, to have more flexibility on our business operations, which may be like single application covering all our business processes. Now, what they will do before they get into SAP, first they will buy the SAP license. First, what they'll do, they will buy the SAP license. When they buy the SAP license, what will happen? With SAP, there are so many partners because SAP cannot implement for every customer, right? So what SAP will do, SAP will have different partners. Like you have Infosys, Wipro, Deloitte, Capgemini, Cognizant. There are so many companies, thousands of companies who are partners of SAP, meaning who will do the implementation service, support service on behalf of SAP. Now, the moment somebody is purchasing SAP application, you will get to know who are the implementation partner, because for that particular company who purchased SAP, they need an SAP partner to set up to implement SAP for them. Is this clear?
Yes.
Right? What will happen here? There are so many implementation partners. Let's take Infosys, Wipro, Deloitte, Capgemini, all this kind of a thing. Some companies, every company will have a team called pre-sales. What is the team?
Pre-sales.
There is a team called pre-sales. What this pre-sales team will do is, this pre-sales team will visit this client. Okay, we know that you purchased or you are getting into SAP now. We are leading SAP service provider. We are in the market from last 15 year, 20 year, or we are, the market leaders in the industry currently. We implemented SAP for so and so big clients and all. Then they try to get the project. What they do, they explain about their company, their profile, their clients. They wanted to get this project. Similarly, multiple clients visit the company for getting the project. Now, what company will do? They give their initial high level requirement. Okay, we are a company operating in 5 countries, 6 countries, we have 10 legal entities and all. When they explain the high level basic information, this pre sales team will come up with a high level quotation. When we say they come up with a high level quotation, you would have heard something called as bidding. Anybody heard bidding?
Yes, sir.
Sending a
Yes,
quotation,
sir.
bidding.
Yes.
These
Yes.
companies will do the same thing. They will do a bidding. That is where you hear from companies called, there are some projects in pipeline. Anybody heard these kind of things?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Some projects are, we are expecting a new project. Few projects are in pipeline, meaning they are in discussions with the client, which are yet to be finalized. Let's assume that 4 or 5 companies are giving the billing, or giving the bidding, submitting the quotations estimation to the client. Client will review all this kind of thing. Depending on their strategy, they will finalize project to one company, assuming that the project is finalized to Infosys. Now the Infosys has got a new project, yes or no?
Yes.
Now Infosys got a new project. For this new project, what Infosys need to do? Infosys needed to identify a project team. Now Infosys will identify a project team. Now Infosys is a service-based company, or Infosys is a product-based company for SAP.
It's a service.
Infosys is a service-based company, meaning Infosys will provide SAP services, meaning Infosys is providing SAP consulting services. We call all these kind of companies are service-based companies because they provide SAP services to various clients. Now, Infosys will do mass hiring. When we say mass hiring, all these service-based companies, they have so many FICO consultants with them. They have so many FICO consultants. Likewise, for every module, they will be having so many consultants. Somebody is already working in a project, somebody is on bench. Like that, there are different consultants. What they do for this particular project, they identify a team. They feel that okay, we need around 12 members for this project. We need two FICO consultant, one MM, one ST, one ABAP, something like that. Accordingly, they will finalize the team. They will shortlist or they will pick up the candidates. Who will do it? Everything will be done by the delivery manager. Everything will be taken care by the project manager. They will pick up the team, and then they will start understanding the project. Project in the sense they will be understanding the project objective, what we need to do for this client, what is the client business process, what is the expectation, what is the timeline, what is the duration. Everything will be taken care or everything will be discussed. Accordingly, you will have, or as a consultant, we have to go to the client place, meet the client, give the presentation, conduct a workshop, demo sessions, and then understand their current business process. What we need to understand?
Business process understand.
You'll have to understand their current business process, not just business process. You need to understand their current business process. Current business process meaning they may be using some application currently, right? Maybe Oracle or Tally, JD Edwards, Microsoft. Yes, no.
Yes.
They may be using existing application. We need to understand what is happening in the existing process. What is their current business process? Point number one. Point number two, we need to make sure if there are any problems in the current business process. Usually, if everything is okay from the current business or current system, nobody wants to go to new system, correct or not? Right? If everything is good in the current system, there is no need for you to get into the new system. They are migrating or they are upgrading it to SAP from another application, meaning they're expecting something more, something better in the new system, which you need to understand. Okay, when you're understanding, you need to understand with respect to accounting and costing point of view. In short, FI and CO perspective. We discussed in the last couple of sessions that FI CO is all about GL, AP, AR and all, right?
Yes, sir.
FICO is all about GLAPAR. You need to start understanding. So when you're starting to understand, segregate key business process based on the accounting. Like you take GL. Okay, how they are currently handling their GL process. Similarly, how they are currently handling their AP process, process, asset process, taxation, how they're handling, right? And then how they're handling their cash bank, what kind of reports are they generating currently on a daily basis or on a weekly basis, monthly basis, quarterly basis, annual basis, what and all they're currently doing as per their business process, as per their business requirement. First point. After that, you need to check what are the problems in the current process. For sure there may be a problem in the existing process, possible or not possible,
Yes.
Yes,
right?
above.
There may be a problem in the existing process. If you see that this, yes, there is a problem in the existing process, we need to understand what is the problem in the current process. You need to understand what is the problem in the current process. If there is any problem, how do you fix it in the SAP system? Now here, are we supposed to understand business process or not in a generic way, not from SAP point of view? Yes or no?
Yes.
You need to have at least a basic or high level understanding of existing business process that will allow you to understand the requirement from a client. Now you need to discuss the current process, identify the problems in the current process, make a note of everything. Once you make a note of everything, then you need to sit and then understand, okay, this is what is happening in the current system. In SAP, this is how it is going to work. When you say that in SAP, this is how it is going to work, client will understand, okay, in my current system, these are all the features which we are unable to use it. There are certain things we don't have a solution in our current system. There are certain report which we don't get it. We are preparing these reports manually, which is taking a lot of time. Or management is asking for certain information. CFO is asking for certain information which we are unable to produce at this moment because of the system incapability, because the system is not sufficient enough to produce all this kind of report. Now for sure your client wants to ensure all these existing problems are eliminated in SAP, correct or not? Right? Your client for sure wants to eliminate all these problems in the SAP system. Now here you need to be smart. Why you need to be smart? Don't think that okay, client will tell you everything. Client may not tell you everything. 1 minute. Sorry. Yeah. Client may not tell everything. Client will assume or client will expect that as a FICO consultant, you are aware of everything. Give me 2 minutes. Sorry. Yeah. So we were talking, client is not aware of all this kind of a thing. What client will expect? Client will expect as a FICO consultant, we know about everything. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Why client will think that we are aware of all this kind of a thing? Because according to the client, are we fresher FICO consultant or are we experienced FICO consultant?
We should be
Yes,
expert.
Right?
we are the experience.
According to the client or according to the business, you're always an experienced FICO consultant. They feel that yes, as per your experience, you must be familiar, you must be aware of this process. That is what the expectation. Now, when you go to the market, are we supposed to meet this expectation or no?
Need to meet, sir.
Right? When you go to the market, you need to meet this expectation. For you to meet this expectation, you need to understand something beyond configuration, not just configuration. If you stick to just configuration, it will not allow you to become a consultant. Though it might make you a consultant, it will not allow you to survive in your job just because of config. Meaning there is a lot beyond the configuration which we need to understand from the beginning. Because all of a sudden nothing will get into our mind. It takes time for us to understand. It takes time for us to relate it with your experience, understand practically, connect it in such a way that yes, now I'm able to feel what exactly a consultant does, what I need to do, what I need to observe to become a consultant. It takes a little time, not something which you will understand in a day or two. For sure, it takes time and then you have to give that a time. Okay, this is first point. Second point, after getting the business requirement by conducting different workshops all this kind of a thing, you need to make a note of the existing process or current business process of the client. When you make a note of the existing process or current process of the client, now you also need to ensure what is the expected process or what is the expected solution for the client in SAP, right or wrong?
Right, sir.
Client will say that, okay, this is my current process. This is what is happening in the existing system. These are all the problems which we are facing. In SAP, we don't want to have this problem. We want to ensure everything is automated. Everything is coming from SAP only. We don't want any manual intervention. We don't want anything to be created, posted, generated manually. Please make sure most of my business process is taken care or is handled by SAP. Then it is the point where you need to bring your expertise. This is the place where you need to bring your experience into the picture. Okay. Now you need to ensure you will propose the solution. Based on the business requirement, you need to propose the solution. When you're proposing the solution, you need to be good at SAP process or not.
Yes, sir.
Right? You will be in a position to propose the solution for their requirement only if you are good at the business process of SAP. Here you will tell, okay, for this requirement, we can do like this in SAP or we can do like this in SAP. Accordingly, client will tell, I think this will not meet my requirement. I don't think we are okay with this. Please tell me if any other process is there. Can you simplify this? Or what will happen if we do it? How will I be able to track it? What about my report? Is there any restriction here? What controls do you bring in this process and all? They will be putting you cross question. Now again, proposing a solution is not enough. You need to ensure solution, whatever you propose, you give an example. When I say whatever solution you propose, give an example, meaning make them understand this is how system is going to work. For sure, they will be asking a cross question. For sure, they will be asking you cross question. You need to make sure you are in a position to respond, reply to their cross question. When you respond, when you reply to their cross question, it makes it more comfortable for the client to understand, connect. Yes, I think the project team or the consultant is able to understand my process. They are in a position to map all my business process into the SAP system properly. Otherwise, what will happen? Client will think, no, your consultant is not even understanding what we're doing. If that is the case, is it a positive sign or is it a negative sign?
It's a negative.
It's a negative sign. Now, all these points to be taken care from the beginning onward. Not that, okay, first let me get a job, after that I will see, after that there is nothing to say. Everything is gone, right? So, when you propose a solution for business, based on the proposed solution, business will think and then they'll say that, okay, let me go ahead with this. Let me go ahead with this. They say that, okay, let's finalize this process. Then you'll have to freeze, then you'll have to finalize a business process for everything in SAP. Later on, whatever process you are finalizing, you need to prepare a document. Whatever process you are finalizing, when we say you need to prepare a document, this document you call it as a blueprint document. What is this document called as?
Blueprint.
This document is called as a blueprint document. Now, in the blueprint document, you are documenting the complete business process in line with SAP process. Now, you will submit this blueprint to the client. Client will go through the document and then client will for sure come back with correction. No, this is not like that. This is supposed to be like this and all. Accordingly, you need to make a correction. After making a correction, send the revised blueprint again to the client until the client says, okay, I am fine with the blueprint. You need to keep making the correction, keep sending the revised document to the client. The moment the client says, okay, blueprint is okay now, we are fine with the process, that is finalized, documented in the blueprint, that is where what you will do, you will start getting into the configuration. That is when you start configuration. That's where you say, or we talk something called as realization. Realization phase, realization stage of a project is where you start system configuration. Now, before you start a configuration, is there a big process or not? Or it's a straight away go do the config?
No, sir.
Right? There is a process before you do the config. You need to be familiar with this process. There is a process and we need to make sure we are familiar with this process. Only after knowing the process you can do the config. Now here, once we talk about configuration, now you have an idea now. Config is not a straightforward point.
Yes.
Yes, no? Now there is something called data flow in SAP FICO. When we talk about data flow in SAP FICO, you need to understand how exactly we will work as a FICO consultant or how exactly things will happen in any SAP FICO work style. First point, you will always have something called business requirement. First one, you will have business requirement. Based on the business requirement, you will maintain the configuration. Based on the configuration, you will do the master data. Based on the master data, you will create transaction data. Based on the transaction data, you will generate reports. After reports, for sure, you will be having some kind of issues. When there is an issue, they need a support. Once the support is completed, then there is something called stabilization, and then there is something called optimization, then there is called improvement, and then you will call it as automate or automation, which is what currently happening in the market. Meaning it's a cycle or not straightforward. I will think about SAP FICO, go do all the configuration setting practice and then become a consultant. Is this the case here?
No.
Yes, no? It is not the case. And it will never be the case in SAP FICO. We are not referring it to SAP. We are particularly talking about SAP FICO. What happens in generic SAP, we are least bothered about it because you are going to work as a FICO consultant in SAP. Am I right?
Yes.
When we are going to work as a FICO consultant, you need to understand what will happen in SAP FICO. What we are supposed to do as a FICO consultant is what we need to have more clarity first. Now, when you talk about business requirement, this is where client will tell what is their current process, what are the problems, issues, challenges that they are facing currently. Accordingly, they will tell what is their expectation. Based on that, you will make sure, okay, this is the current process, these are the current problems. Considering this, you need to ensure, okay, this is what we are going to rectify. This is how we are going to solve it in SAP. Based on the business requirement, based on the process finalization, based on the client confirmation, based on the client approval or client sign off, you need to start configuration. Okay, you need to start configuration. Once you start doing the configuration, you need to make sure, okay, now I think my configuration or my settings are completed. Once your config or settings are completed, then you need to do a testing. To do a testing, what you will do, you will maintain the master data. You'll have to create a master, GL master, vendor master, and all you will be creating. Based on the master data, you will create transaction. Like postings, you will do it. Debit, credit, accounting entry is all about a transaction. You will be creating accounting entries or accounting transaction. After that, you will generate reports. Then you will see, okay, now for your process, we have done the setup. It's nothing but config. Now you can do a testing by creating the necessary master, posting the necessary entries, looking at the necessary report. Now here, if you find any problem or here if you find any difficulties, please reach out to us. We are here to support. Now you say that, okay, we have done everything from our end. Now you need to start using the system. Please use the system. Do your business transactions in an SAP. If you find any problem, if you need any help, please reach out to us. We are here to support. That is where you will do this support. Now, when you do a support, user will start feeling comfortable, familiar to the system. Now, in that process, you need to ensure system is first stabilized. When we say system is first stabilized, system is working fine. That is what your stabilization process. Make sure user is able to understand, user is able to execute, process the transactions independently without facing any problem. That is what we are calling it as stabilization. Because initially, for sure, everybody feels uncomfortable. Am I correct or not?
Yes, sir.
Right? Initially, everybody will feel uncomfortable. That's where you need to give some time for user to get stabilized, process to get stabilized. Once process is stabilized, then you need to work on the optimization. Optimization is nothing but whatever process is currently there, see how you can optimize it. Meaning, how will you ensure that the process is now reducing the process? I mean, the process is now giving the business benefit by reducing the time, by reducing the effort. Meaning I am taking a lot of time for it, then how will I optimize it, how will I further simplify the process? Then you'll have to work on the improvement. When you talk about improvement, you may be using SAP from last 2 year, but every year or every 2 year SAP is giving new releases, right? New features. There may be a problem now, currently there is no solution, but maybe next year SAP is giving a solution for it. Then you'll have to see, okay, for this requirement, for this report, for this process, now there is a setup from SAP, there is a solution from SAP. Accordingly, you need to do the improvement wherever possible. And then finally, what you need to do, you need to do the automation. That is what everybody is behind in our road. We wanted to automate it and all.
Yes.
Meaning you'll have to ensure all these points, all these processes are running in your mind when you think or when you talk about SAP FICO, not just configuration. From this list, configuration is only point or configuration is just a single point,
Single.
right? Configuration is a single point. Other than configuration, there is a lot to do in SAP FICO, right? Meaning after looking at it, if we think that, okay, if I focus on configuration, if I learn configuration, or if I do a lot of practice on my configuration, will you be able to get a job?
No.
No, right? Out of 10 point, configuration is just a 1 point, meaning it is just 10%, right? It's just a 10% of your SAP FICO config. Then the remaining 90% is always other than configuration. That is the reason why most of the people will fail in SAP FICO. Why they fail? Because they focus only on the configuration. They learn only configuration. Go to this T code, this setting, that setting, and all. This document, that document, this screenshot, that screenshot will not give you any benefit later on. If you do not know the requirement, if you do not know the impact of it, there is no use of it. And you have to be practical. And when you are practical, you understand everything the way a client or the way a business is looking or thinking from a system point of view. Accordingly, we need to think, accordingly, we need to understand, which will make sure you are up to the mark in the market later on. Otherwise, you are outdated in the market. Nobody will pick you, nobody will shortlist you because your understanding is limited to configuration. But they don't want you to be limited to configuration, they want you to be exposed to different activities of a FICO consultant, because they'll test you from different directions, whether you know this, whether you know that, whether you can work in this condition, whether you can work in that condition. Different scenarios they will be testing with you. Only then they will come to a conclusion, okay, this candidate is okay for me, this candidate is not okay for me. So nobody is simply or directly taking a decision. People are taking a decision based on different other parameter, which you need to keep in your mind. Accordingly, put your effort. All right. Now, after looking at this, if you look at further points, there are two things. One is SAP FICO consultant, and then another one SAP FICO end user. If you talk about SAP FICO consultant, it is like a IT job, right?
Yes.
This is IT job. End user is like a BPO job. Am I right?
Right.
Yes, sir.
Consulting is a IT job. End user is a BPO job. BPO job will give you less pay. IT job will give you more pay, right?
Right.
Here you'll have to do hard work, and here you'll have to do smart work. Meaning, as an end user, I am working on a target, correct or not?
Right, sir.
Mm-hmm.
When I say as an end user, I am working on a target, meaning if I am a data entry operator, like I need to enter bank transactions every day, I need to enter vendor entries every day, customer entries every day, or collection entries every day, I need to do reconciliation every day. For this, do you have a target or not to complete? Right? For sure, everybody will have a target. They will see your productivity, right? You are supposed to enter 100 documents per day. Are you entering or not? Your productivity is checked. But as a consultant, there is nothing as such. All you need to look at is the business requirement. If you are able to get the requirement and do whatever you want, meet the business requirement, make sure there is no problem, there is no escalation from the client, your target is met. Simple. Meaning you need to do a smart work here. As a user, do hard work. Sit 8 hours, 9 hours, 10 hours, keep punching the data. If you are not good at typing, you may, find it difficult to complete the task on time. Correct or not?
Right, sir.
Right? And there are different problems here. And though you are doing a lot of hard work, you will get less pay because it's a BPO job. And there is a limitation for BPO. There is a saturation point. Once you cross a level, you will become a burden to a company. Am I correct or not?
Yes, sir.
Once you reach to a certain experience level, once you reach to a certain salary level, now company will no longer increase your salary. Company will try to get rid of you. Company will wait when you will resign, because for sure you will expect a hike. Company will not give the hike. There are so many people in the market who is working on BPOs or back end jobs without any hike. Am I correct?
Yes.
There are so many people, there are so many jobs where there are no hikes in top big companies. If you name, they literally say from last 2 years, we don't have any hike, not even a single rupee salary hike. The only possibility for you to get a hike is to switch a job. When you try to switch a job, there is no job. Everybody is looking for fresher, less experienced candidate, because with less experience, they have to pay less. With your salary, they can hire 2 or 3 employees, correct or not? That's what company will see. And when you get more experience, for sure, you will expect positions like I need lead position, or I need assistant manager position, right? They say that no, we don't have such positions as of now. We only have associate, senior associate kind of a position. Meaning people will find different kind of a problems in the market, especially when they are in BPO job or back end process job. That is the only reason why we think about switching the career, correct or not?
Sir.
For everyone, there is a reason, right? Nobody is just like that casually giving a try here. Everyone has got their own story behind it. But more or less, everything will connect it to this. Correct or not? Every story has got the same theme called as less payment. Yes, no? The end meaning of everyone's story of getting into SAP FICO is to get, because they're currently getting very less salary, no growth, no better career opportunities and all, they will try to get into SAP FICO. When you know that, yes, this is my problem currently. I am currently working for last 5 year, 8 year, 10 year, 15 year, 20 year, 2 year, 3 year, whatever. Now, after working for 4 year, 5 year, 8 year, 10 year, we realized this is not working out for me. I don't think I can make a good career with this. I think for me to have a good career, good future, and all, it's time for me to think and then switch to SAP FICO consulting job. Something like this would have struck your mind, correct or not? Right? Now, this thought came in after working for 1 month, 2 month, 3 month, or after working for some years in your mind that this is not going to work out. All of you realized after working for few months in your experience or after working for few years in your experience?
Few months.
Working for a few years in our experience.
Not months. In a month, nobody will realize it. If somebody is realizing within few months, then that is not called as a realization, right? That is called as attraction. You will realize only after working for few years. That's where you know, that's where you understand the value of a career and all, right? Agree? That's where we think
Exactly.
what I studied, what I am doing, is this work related to my studies, how much I am getting paid. People who are getting the job, who people who are just completing their academic MBA, BCom, BTech and all are drawing more than me. Whereas I am working from last 5 years, my salary is only 25,000. Fresher is now getting 35,000 rupees. There are so many points, right? In the market, if you literally look at, honestly,
Agree.
that's where we have realized. At one point of time, everybody will get this realization point. When you realize it after working for at least couple of years, we cannot expect within 3 months, within 4 months, you will take a U-turn. Am I right? Don't expect after completing a 3 month FICO course, 4 month FICO course, or 5 month, 6 month FICO course, you will become a FICO consultant. Is a big mistake. Wrong thinking. It is not possible. It is not possible. It is only possible for you to complete the course. Now, completing a course is different. Understanding the concept subject is different. There is a difference or not between these two, right? Completing a course can be done within 45 days, within 1 month also. But it all depends on how comfortable you are with this course, how you are understanding it, and how confident you are with this subject now. This takes a little more time. You'll have to easily spend approximately 6 months of time. You'll have to give 6 months of time dedicatedly for SAP FICO in order to be fit to get a job in SAP FICO market. Don't think 3 month, 4 month, I don't have much time and all will not work out, because there is no shortcut here for this. Strictly, there is no shortcut. If anybody says quickly you can do it and all, it's kind of a fill in the blank. You can fill whatever you want there, because there is no shortcut. It is not possible. So you'll have to spend 6 months of time. Give 6 months of time so that after 6 months, when you get into the market, you will not face any problem. When you join a company, you will not find any difficulties. Meaning you will be in a position to work independently without any fear. For that confidence to come, you have to spend 6 months of time. Give 6 months of time. Sit with peace of your mind. Don't think that, okay, 1 month is over, 2 months is over, I need to get a job. You will end up thinking about this only. When will you think about subject? 1 month is over, time is very less, I need to get a job. Then for you to get a job, you should not think about time, you should think about the subject. Correct or not? Instead of thinking about subject, we end up thinking about days, time is very less and all. And in between somebody will tell you, okay, the December is a very dry season, you will not get any call. People will tell you different stories. Don't listen to every story, don't follow anyone blindly. SAP FICO has got openings 365 days a year. Don't believe when somebody says in this month you will not get any call, in this month there are no, all this kind of thing. Don't believe in it. SAP FICO has got opportunities 365 days a year. Every day you'll get the SAP FICO interview. So you don't need to worry about it. All you need to focus, all you need to think is about gaining good understanding on the subject, getting that confidence on the subject. This is where you need to put your effort, and that is where you have to put it. Nothing else. Okay. So here you're all here to become a consultant or to become a user. You're all here to become a consultant. To become an end user, no need of any training. To become an end user, literally there is no need of any training. Simply go to YouTube, you will get so many videos for free of cost. Those are more than sufficient for you to become a SAP FICO end user without even spending a single rupee. If somebody is joining SAP training to become an end user, and you'll have to think what kind of mindset that they have, that they're getting it trained on SAP FICO to become a user. When the fact is you don't need any training to become a user. If somebody is learning SAP FICO to become a user, like P2P training, OTC training and all, something you have to think, okay, how smart the candidate is. Candidate is very smart that he is learning SAP FICO to become a user, like P2P training, OTC training, AP, AR, cash, bank, asset and all, which is not at all required. Available for free of cost. Meaning if you are not smart, if you are not thinking as per the current market standard, you will never get a job. No matter what training you will do, nothing will work out. Because here in the current market, everybody is smart. And equally you need to become smart. Only then when you go out in the market, you will be in a position to at least stand. Otherwise you will run away. You will see that everything is, completely different. What you learned, what you practiced, what you prepared is nowhere matched with what is the actual requirement in the market. If you see that, it is like you prepared from last 1 month, you prepared rigorously on a subject, but when you look at the question paper, it is all out of syllabus. Will you be happy?
No.
In the exam, after your thorough preparation, night out, you didn't even go to movie, no function, nothing, and you were doing, you are very devotional, you are doing fasting, all every day you are going to temple, all this kind of thing you did for a month. But unfortunately, when you sit in the examination hall, question paper is out of syllabus. It's from syllabus only, but you didn't prepare like that. You didn't think like that. You blindly by hearted whatever is there in the textbook. Now, whose fault is it? Who you should blame? You have to blame yourself only, right? You didn't do smart work, you did hard work. Hard work days are gone. Now the trend is all about smart work, no more hard work. People who will do hard work will get hard time. People who will do smart work will get good time. Hard work people will always get hard time only. Correct or not? Those days are gone. That trend is gone now. If you want something, you don't need to put any rocket science innovative thought. Go to Google, go to ChatGPT, ask it, will tell you within fraction of seconds what it is, right? Am I right or wrong? According to the current market, please make sure you upskill yourself. Don't put the traditional methods and all. That trend is gone. that a trend is gone, you need to be updated according to the current market trend, even on SAP FICO. SAP FICO has got a different trend in the market now. If you don't remember, or if you don't stick to it, if you don't prepare, follow according to the current market trend, you will end up completing the training. You will end up leaving SAP FICO, getting back to your old job. This is what will happen for sure. Because for sure you will be scared when you go to the market. That is where I told, please check, talk to the people attending trainings, attending interviews, working as a consultant in any company. Because you have to know the reality. You need to get this reality. As I said, don't blindly believe me also. Validate, verify what we're discussing, only then take a decision. There you will realize, okay, this is what is happening. So if I blindly go, join a FICO course, practice SAP configuration 3 hours a day, 8 hours a day and all, nothing will work out. For what? Nobody will give any award, nobody will give any reward. Nobody will give any job. Simple. And this should not be the case once you go to the market, correct or not? Right? You need to make sure you are confident enough when you're out there in the market. That should be your target. You have to look at that. When I go to the market, how do I look? What is my position? Will I be in a position to compete with the people who are looking for SAP FICO job or not? Now you should know your competitor. Right? You should know your competitors. Please ignore my spellings. Sorry. Okay. You'll have to know your competitors. Now, who is your competitor basically? Now, there are 2 points I'll put. 2 points I'll put. Point number 1. FICO trained candidates. Point number 2. FICO working consultants. You have to choose only one competitor. Option number 1, option number 2.
Working consultants.
Those who take, I'm learning SAP FICO. People like me who are learning SAP FICO is my competitor. You will never get a job in SAP FICO market. It's very difficult. You have to always consider people who are working as FICO consultants as your competitor. Assuming there is an interview tomorrow. To this interview, you are going to attend after your training, and there is one more person who is already working as a FICO consultant in another company from last 3-4 years. That person is also coming. Now you need to compete with a person who is already working as a consultant, and then you'll have to get the job, right? If that has to come, you need to have a different level of understanding on the subject or not. Am I right? Tomorrow, if you need to compete with a FICO working consultant and clear the interview, your level of confidence, level of understanding on the subject should be normal or should be something different. How it should be?
Should be different, sir.
Right? It should be different. That difference is what you have to bring. You'll have to target that difference is what you will bring. That is what is your skill set. And that skill set is what you have to learn from me. You are here only to learn that skill set, not to learn the configuration. Configuration, as I told directly, get it directly from the Google. Search SAP FICO configuration. You will get 500 page, 1000 page, 300 page PDF documents or not with step by step crystal clear screenshot. Variety of documents. right? If we want the configuration, you will get all this kind of documents directly from the Google. But this is not what we wanted. We wanted the reason, logic behind everything, why and what we're doing. For this to happen, different level of effort, different level of approach should be taken. And you need a proper guidance right from the beginning. Only then you have that mindset. For you to bring that mindset, for you to think in that way, it takes time. Not so easy that overnight you will transform, you will get some superpower, nothing will happen. Okay, it takes time. Because now whatever I'm talking is something not usual that you would have heard before. Yes, no? Correct or not?
Correct, sir.
I'm not talking, okay, this is the config, AP is there, this is there, that. I'm not talking that. And I will not talk about it. Because if I talk about it, I'm not making you understand anything on SAP FICO. I need to make sure you understand what is exactly SAP FICO. For this to happen, I have to tell you the reality. So that tomorrow, when you talk to someone or when you discuss with somebody who is working in SAP FICO, I want you to make sure you feel, yes, I know this. I heard it from someone. Yes, I am familiar with it. Otherwise, later on, you feel that, oh, this much is there. I don't know this. I was only configuring, all this kind of things repeatedly from last 3 to 4 months. If I need to do all this kind of thing, then it is going to take another 3 months for me, right? That should not be the case. You need to make sure you are confident. Your target is simple. Working SAP FICO consultant is your target. Considering working SAP FICO consultant, you start putting your effort. Think, work, keeping this in your mind. This is what is your target. Clear? And for this to happen, we need to take a different approach. Your thought process, your approach, your guidance, your practice, preparation, effort, everything must be very calculative. Because you are going to spend approximately 4 to 6 months. Am I right? You are going to spend around 4 to 6 months on SAP FICO. Within this 4 to 6 months, you need to transform, gain knowledge in such a way that you will talk confidently like an experienced FICO candidate. You'll talk like an experienced FICO candidate within this 4 to 6 months. Now, gaining that much knowledge, being so much confident within 4 to 6 months is not a joke, right? Is it a joke that I can, okay, sit, practice and all? A lot of effort is required from my end and not from your end. As I said, we both have to collectively work to make it possible. If you're serious, it is not enough. I also have to be serious, right? Yes, no?
Yes, sir.
Assuming that you're very serious, you're very dedicated, you're ready to put your heart and soul on it. You're ready to do night out, anything that it requires. But if I'm not teaching you properly, if I'm not telling you the current market reality, if I'm not making you practice, understand the logic behind it, if I make you only do the configuration, your effort will not give you the result because you're putting your effort, nothing wrong from your end. But the points that you're practicing, things that you're understanding, the way you're developing your mindset is something wrong. This will create problem to you or problem to me,
It's Azhar.
right? It will create a problem to you only, not to me. For me, there is no problem. The moment you pay the fees, I am done, right? My task is fulfilled, right? The moment I collect the fees from you, yes or no? But your task is fulfilled only after getting the offer letter, yes or no?
Right, sir.
My race in this game is very short. When I say it's very short, how long will it take for you to make the payment? Hardly a week or 2 weeks. Agree? Or maximum a month. Within a month, let's say I'll recover fee from you, then my task is over. But your task is over only after getting the offer letter, which might take 4 months, 5 months, 6 months, 8 months, 9 months, 1 year. Correct or not?
Right, sir.
You'll have to see things in a very, very practical approach. Don't just casually look at, okay, it's a FICO, I'm ready to put my effort. So what? You're ready to put effort. If the route is wrong, no matter how carefully, consciously you drive, you will not reach the destination, right? Because route is wrong. You getting my point? You need to have a right direction, right route, right guidance for you to reach your destination. Else, you will not. FICO is a something looks very simple, but in fact, it is not simple. We simply think, okay, FICO 3 month, 4 month, we can easily do it. It is not so easy. If it is so easy, as we discussed last time, everybody must be a FICO consultant in the market. If it is not the case, meaning it is also not so easy. You have to realize the point. Even before you pay, even before you join. Keeping all these points in your mind, I want you to take a decision whether to take a step forward or drop out. Simple. Because tomorrow, as I said, I don't want to be the reason that, okay, he manipulated me. I don't want to manipulate anyone. I don't want to manipulate any of you. Tomorrow, even when you cross check, I want you to realize that yes, every point that I told is correct, valid. You can even cross verify after the session, whatever we discussed from the last 2 to 3 days. You cross verify any point. Every point, whatever we discussed, is the bitter truth in the market. Right? That's where I don't want to attract you. I don't want to manipulate you. I don't want to tell something which is practically not possible. Right? Because as I said, I don't want to get you to make money. I wanted to get you to make a career because it gives me equal happiness that you get when you get a job. Right? That's where I feel that yes, my effort is working out. If I see that okay, I'm training so many people, nobody is getting a job, nobody is feeling confident, nobody is gaining knowledge, it's something that it doesn't give me happiness because I'm not working for money, because I'm not teaching for money. That's where I talk different things. The way I talk, I know most of the people or some of the people will drop out. And if I look at practically, it's a loss for me or not, right? If I talk different things, which creates fear in people, if they think that, okay, I think this is going to be very difficult with him, let me join some other place, will it be a loss for me or not? Yes, no? It's a loss for me, right? But I do not mind that. I don't mind that loss. Because I feel if somebody is really serious, if somebody is really concerned about or connected to what I am talking, practically what is happening in the market, I want only those people who are thinking practically on SAP FICO. No imaginations, no assumptions, no shortcut thinking that okay, after 3 months I wanted to get a job, plus I'm ready to do whatever I want. Nothing will work out because tomorrow I will not help in any of these things like proxy jobs, backdoor job, all these kind of things I will not do. All I give you is a very good subject. All I give you is a very good subject with which you will get a job, you will be respected, valued wherever you go tomorrow. That is guaranteed. For that, I'll take the ownership, I'll take the responsibility of it, that I'll give you very good subject knowledge. But other than that, if you ask me, give me some reference or help me to get a backdoor job, help me to provide paid support, all these kind of things, I don't even entertain. All these things will come into the picture when you don't have the subject knowledge. Correct or not?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Right? Now I'll give you the subject knowledge wherein all these points are straight away eliminated. You don't even get this thought in your mind. plus whatever you do as a consultant in a project, that is what I'll make you do in the training. Most of the time, what people will do after completing SAP FICO course, they join something called as project training. They join something called as interview training, right? Yes, no?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Nothing as such is required. The way we do it is practically a project. Whatever we do from the beginning is what you do as a consultant in a project. You don't need any specific project training. You don't need any specific interview training because everything is covered here itself in the regular sessions itself. That's what I told. Have three types of people in your list: getting trained, giving interviews, working as a consultant. Cross verify on a daily basis. Progress, check, monitor everything. Wherever you find a discrepancy, wherever you find something is going wrong, as I said, put a question to me in a live recorded session. You're you're free to ask me question in a live recorded session. Don't ask me offline. Ask me in front of all others. This is what you told. This is what I understood that this is not correct. You can put a question directly in the live recorded session, which will give you confidence, right? It has to be that
Yes.
way. When you're learning, it has to be proper. Otherwise, there's no point of I'm teaching, there is no point of learning. There should be a benefit, there should be a meaningful, there should be a result later on. That result should be you're gaining a good knowledge, good confidence, and when you go to the market, you will get a job. That should be the end target of mine, that should be the end target of yours. Only if you and me will work with the same target, things will work out. If I don't consider, if I take it light or you take it light, it will not work out. We both have to be equally serious. Agree with me or not? Right? We both have to be
Yes, sir.
equally serious. Only then things will work, else things will not work. And we have to realize it. All right. So let me stop here for today. Okay, whatever little points we discussed, these points I will elaborate in the tomorrow's session. When I say I will elaborate, because if I talk too much at the beginning, it will not get into your mind. Now, whatever we discussed, I'll connect these points with some practical things of SAP FICO, where slowly I'll introduce what is GL, what is AP, what is accounting. There you will practically realize, okay, it is now making sense. Okay, I'm now able to understand what is what. That level of comfort is what you will get towards the end of our overview sessions. Okay, that's the whole objective. Why we connect for multiple days, just to understand in a practical manner. Not just that FICO is all about this, that I will simply tell go Google and get list of topics and all. I'll directly tell you to get from Google. That is what we will also do it. Okay. All right. So let me stop this
I have
recording.
a I have a quick
Question.
question.
Yes, as I said, questions we will take towards the end of the session. Maybe after a couple of days, I'll give the time for all your doubts and clarification. Reason, in the coming
Okay.
sessions, whatever we discuss, most of your doubts questions are automatically answered because I'll
Okay.
cover every point, including your interview. Every point I will cover in the coming sessions. After that, I'll give dedicated time, dedicated 2 to 3 sessions exclusively to take questions. I'll not talk anything other
Okay.
than answering your questions. I'll not explain anything. Okay.
Sounds good. Thank
Sir,
you. Thank you.
All right.
sir, can you